atmosphere. There are perhaps more than 30,000, I reckon, inside the stadium. It's a 75,000 capacity stadium, but I reckon about 45,000 may well be here, and they're making plenty of noise. Confirmation quickly of the Scotland team with Andy Gorham in goal. A back four we expect of McKimmie, McPherson, Gillespie and Malpass. In midfield, Jury, McAllister, McInally and Boyd. And up front, McClare and McCoy. For Bulgaria, some familiar names, some not quite so familiar. Just three survivors on the side which played against Scotland 3 years ago. Mikhailov in goal, Sirakov up front with Stoichkov up front, and they are certainly major menaces for the Scots. Ivan Vutsov there, the Bulgarian manager, very much under pressure. He was rescued somewhat by that victory against Romania. There's the Scottish team going up, if you can make it out in Bulgarian alphabet terms. And I'm very pleased to welcome to the commentary box a man who really would have been out there, I'm perfectly sure, playing in the match had he not been suspended. Murdo McLeod. Murdo, welcome, and tell us now what these Scottish players will be feeling at this point.
I think just now they're all desperate to get the game started. Be slightly nervous before the game, but now the anthems are by, they'll all be going out to work for one another.
And Andy Roxburgh, Craig Brown on the bench with the walkie-talkie. That's linked to Tommy Craig, the Celtic assistant manager, who's in the stand, and he'll be taking an aerial view of things to convey any thoughts to the bench down below. There's the official lineup for the referee. That is Friedrich Kalper from Austria, rather an unknown quantity, but he certainly is under the scrutiny of the top brass from UEFA, who are all here this afternoon. The president, Lennart Johansson, and Graham Kelly, the FA secretary, is also here, and the UEFA observer from Russia is Nikolai Berachesov, and it's going to be Scotland who will start the match. So the referee checking that all the formalities have been completed properly, and looking at the way the Scots have lined up at the start, certainly looks as though it's going to be the formation as we just gave you it. So the match kicks off. The hostile atmosphere for the Scots, and you'll see hosts of Bulgarian flags waving around the stadium. And one of the reasons for that is they are provided free of charge to the home supporters. So the Bulgarian bench looking on anxiously in these opening stages, and it will be very important for Scotland to settle quickly. It's a relatively inexperienced Scotland side, only two players out there with more than 20 caps, Sally McCoist and Maurice Malpass. There's Dave McPherson. Rakov playing it forward, and a big roar there as the Bulgarians try to come forward. Turned back calmly by Stuart McKimmie, and Andy Gorham gets his first touch of the match. Always welcome for a goalkeeper in such a hostile setting. Stoichkov, number 8, the captain. So McClare gives chase. He's beaten to that by Bankov. And the referee indicating that there was a push by McClare. He's giving the free kick to Bulgaria. Number 10 there is Sirakov. Sirakov and Stoichkov, the principal attacking threat for the Scottish defence. So patient play from the Bulgarians, played across there by Yanchev. Takes it back. Yankov is number 4. Bulgaria is not terribly experienced in terms of international caps. They have one player making his international debut. That's Madenov, the number 3 central defender. This is Yanchev. And the clearance there by Jim McInally. Interesting midfield combination, that Murdo, with Jim McInally in the holding role and Gary McAllister, the playmaker.
That's right. We want to get one player to be able to sit during the game, Jim McInally, and Gary McAllister hopefully hitting forward to make some telling passes.
So there's good control shown there by Panev. McAllister on the ball. Jury starting the match on the right touchline. That's good play, linking with McKimmie. Here's McCoy. Over on the far side, space here for Tom Boyd. Malpass goes outside him. Scotland skipper. Good play by Boyd. And Malpass trying to play a delicate ball inside, but that was promising play, and a huge gap opening up there on the right side of the Bulgarian defence. That'll be noted by the Scots, I'm sure. And Tom Boyd certainly made a spirited and creative opening run. So here's Janchev. Header down now by McKimmie. Here's McClare. And free kick given by the Austrian referee. Stuart McKimmie instructed not to rush that too much. Boyd getting forward again. Good running by McInally. And a good piece of play there on the left involving Boyd and McInally, giving Scotland the first corner kick of the match. There's Ivan Vutsov. He sees this match as absolutely crucial for Bulgarian prospects in the European Championships. So the corner kick will be taken by Gary McAllister. You see Gary Gillespie there in the box, closely marked by Penneth. Headed away there, Barikov. There's no offside. There's McAllister. Mikhailov took that comfortably, but it's a promising opening from the Scots and a fine lead by McKimmie. Good start by Scotland, Murdo.
It's been great first 5 minutes. We've come up the left twice. Good moves. We're looking comfortable on the ball, which is very important. We've not gave the ball away yet.
Certainly were some question marks about the surface for the under-21 international last night. You've been out there, Murdo. What's the pitch like for this match?
It's very bumpy, Jock. It looks better than what it really is. It'll be very difficult in the middle of the park for Gary McAllister to get the ball under control.
So here's Bulgaria again with Janchev. The Scots now funneling back as the Bulgarians come forward with Yordanov. He's brought down and the free kick is given. McCoy looks appealingly towards the referee, but the free kick has been given. So the Scots have everyone facing the ball now. Barikov. There's plenty of movement up front from the Bulgarians. That was Penneth coming off his marker. Penneth again. Determined play there by Tom Boyd. So the Bulgarians in no particular hurry at this stage to get the ball forward. They want to settle too. And they have a very critical crowd behind them. So Janchev quite happy to play that back to Mikhailov. Mikhailov, the goalkeeper who was banned for life after the 1985 Bulgarian Cup final. He was then given a reprieve in time to play in the 1986 World Cup. Plays his football for Belenenses in Portugal. Vankov plays it back. Janchev under pressure there from Jury. Here's Yankov. Mladenov. Yordanov playing it forward. And some pace shown here on the right. Free kick's been given against Boyd. And the whistling from the Bulgarian supporters tells you how they feel about that. There was Boyd using his pace getting back, and he can play a very important role. It was Gottschalk who was brought down. An offside flag has been reacted to by the referee. Now Scotland were breaking there with McCoy on the left, and the whistle is gone for a free kick to Scotland. And that really is harsh justice in view of the fact that Scotland were breaking. Stoichkov will have plenty to say, I've no doubt, to the referee and to his teammates. A volatile character, the Bulgarian captain. Morris Malpass is wearing the captain's armband for Scotland for the first time. But his club form improved even further with the captaincy thrust upon him. Barikov. Quickly closed down there by McAllister, by McInally rather. There's Jury. Caught late by Yankov, and the Austrian referee is having a word with the Bulgarian as Jury gets to his feet. So the free kick's been taken as Jury appears to be none the worse for that. And now Malpass. Just beyond McCoy. There's Malpass again. Yankov's header. He's back in possession. Some very good hustling play though by the Scots up front and in midfield. And that tackle allowing McKimmie to step in. He was fouled and a free kick goes to Scotland. It's been an impressive opening from that point of view, Mother. The Scots certainly are very quick to the opposing player.
Yes, we've not gave them, their midfield players, time to settle on the ball, time to make passes from midfield. And it's gave us back four a right good chance.
Another opportunity here for Tom Boyd. Testing the pace of Dotchev. Fine play by Boyd. There's Jury. The chance is on. There's McCoy.
Yes.
Yes, Scotland have taken the lead. And the Bulgarian fans are stunned. They're totally devastated by that magnificent goal from Scotland, inspired by Tom Boyd from Motherwell on the left. So this will be a goal to save it again. A little bit of a luck, I think, when it came off Gordon Jury, but just look at the pace here and the quality of the cross from Boyd. The keeper should have done better. It came off Jury, and there was McCoy closing in to turn the ball home, and Scotland are ahead.
Tom Boyd must take tremendous credit from this. Great run from the midfield, great cross to the back post. The goalkeeper was struggling all the time to get it. A bit of luck to Gordon Jury's knee, but there was Coisty, always in about the 6-yard box.
So Ali McCoy getting his 8th international goal. He's the only player in the Scottish team who scored more than once for his country. And that's just the kind of lift which will set him off. So what a start it was for Tom Boyd. Here's McLeod, trying to set that up again for McCoy. McPherson being eased off the ball, but he did just enough to get that to McKimmie. And the Scots earning their reward for a deliberate policy of trying to play the game as far forward on the pitch as they could. And this will be a major test of the Bulgarian temperament. An offside flag there against Penas. And already the Bulgarians are protesting bitterly towards the referee and the linesman, although from this angle it certainly appeared as though Penas was offside. Well, Tom Boyd made that remarkable introduction to international football in the match against Romania in September, where he came on and turned the game Scotland's way, and he's made a tremendous start again this afternoon. Jury battling for the ball again. He's been penalised for handball. Well, the ball did appear to be played firmly against him. So it's very important now for the Scots to settle on this lead. So there's Yanchev with the throw. Valikov. Good tackle by Gillespie. McAllister trying to find McClare. Here's Boyd. Must be full of confidence now. Here's McCoy. That's for McClare. He's quick enough. And a fine recovery challenge there. It was Bankov who got back for Bulgaria, but that was promising again from the Scots. McPherson going for that in determined fashion with Balikov. Was kept in play by Jury. This is Yanchev. The tackle from the back by McPherson was sure to incur the wrath of the referee. And the Bulgarians not content with the free kick. There's Sirakov trying to ensure that McPherson is booked for that. Balikov was the victim of the tackle. Certainly was a heavy one from the back by McPherson. No question about that. Jordanov with the free kick. This is McAllister. Boyd again available on the left. That's good forceful play again by Boyd on the left. He was something of an unknown quantity to the Bulgarians before the match, but they know him better now.
I think the next 5-10 minutes, Jock, will be really important for Scotland for the back four. If we can hold out the next 5-10 minutes, the crowd will start to turn against the Bulgarian side.
So here's Yankov. Across it comes to Yanchev. McPherson leaning in the area, appear to be fouled by Panev. Well, the Bulgarian supporters don't like that much. But very important for the Scots to retain their discipline. The Bulgarians renowned for being volatile when things aren't going their way. And they certainly aren't going the Bulgarian way at the moment. Here's Jury. Trying to find McKimmie, but McPherson came back for that. Shirakov breaks, the chance is on for Bulgaria. There's Andy Goram. Well, a kind of lapse in concentration which could cost dearly, and Andy Goram standing up there. Well, there was certainly no involvement there on the part of Andy Goram, but this is a chance for Shirakov playing the ball in, looking for the runner in the middle, and you can see the player stumbling and going down. He may have collided with Andy Goram. Well, Goram gave him a little reminder as he obviously reacted to the Scotland goalkeeper. So the referee's held play up, and down out of your picture below as Dave McPherson is on the ground. He seemed to do himself some damage as he attempted that long pass back, which almost opened up the chance for Shirakov.
Yes, Big David should maybe just put the ball up beside us here, Jock. It's a wee bit risky in these conditions to try any type of pass back. But again, the cross ball, Andy Goram dealt with it very well, and it'll do his confidence a lot of good.
So hold up here in the Vasilevsky Stadium in Sofia as the Bulgarian skipper, Stoichkov, who plays for Barcelona, gets back on his feet. Damaged left knee. Well, that certainly wasn't inflicted by Andy Goram.
We said before the game, Jock, that the strikers here will lay down at any opportunity. They'll dive around our penalty box, and I think that just showed you what they're going to do for the rest of the game.
Little exchange there between Stoichkov and Goram. I'm not quite sure what language was used, but the message was clear enough. No love lost between the pair. So the match will restart, I think, with a drop ball, perhaps, right in the middle of the field. Well, that's always a recipe for potential aggravation, the drop ball, but there's no harm this time. Here's Shirakov. Panev. Across the far side it goes, and Malpass got up brilliantly to that. That could have been offside, all right. The referee didn't give it. No, the linesman, there's a chance for Bulgaria. Comes off the crossbar. And what a let-off that was for Scotland. Gordon Jury now penalised for a foul on Rikov. But Scotland undoubtedly fortunate there to survive, although there appeared to be an offside decision not given before the opening was created. It was Stoichkov leading that. Player coming forward, Panev is off the crossbar. Still problems for the Scots, and it's Shirakov with a header. It wasn't picked up. But inquests going on inside the penalty area among the Scottish defenders. They've been ruffled off for just about the first time in the match. That ball came across. Shirakov was on his own, no one up with him, and Goram would have been helpless.
Yes, it's very important, Jock. As I said, the concentration must be there just now. If Bulgaria can score just now, it'll put us under a lot of pressure. It's time to slow it down at the back. Get Tom Boyd running again the left-hand side here.
Now, Jim McAnally playing a long ball forward. McCoy has been flagged offside. Reminder, you just joined us. The score here in Sofia is Bulgaria 0, Scotland 1. The goal scorer, Ali McCoy, in 12 minutes. So the Bulgarians undoubtedly encouraged by that flurry in front of Andy Goram. Shirakov with a layoff. McAnally first to the ball for Scotland. Gillespie playing it forward for McAnally. Taking no chances with the pass back. Too long for Jury. McClare to Jury. McCoy is in the middle on his own. Boyd trying to support him now. There's Boyd. Taking on Yordanov. Dotchev goes across to make the tackle. Tom Boyd, I reckon, will have been earmarked as a major threat now to the Bulgarian defence after that opening burst to create the goal for McCoy. Gordon Jury will attempt the long throw on the far side. That's why Dave McPherson is going forward. No chance of that reaching McPherson. Jim McInally in the way of the clearance. Well, that challenge in Europe certain to result in a free kick. It was Tom Boyd who was guilty of dangerous play in the eyes of the Austrian referee, lifting his boot too high. Here's Pennant taking on McPherson. That's good play by McPherson. Excellent marking, and the timing of the tackle was perfect. There's Pennant again. The crucial phase in the match for Scotland to sit on this one-goal lead for as long as possible. There's McPherson again. Judy getting up, challenged there by Yanchev. Badenov, not too convincing with the pass. He's playing his first international, the number 3. Forward from Gillespie. Malpass did well, kept his eye on the ball. Sirakov showing just enough of that to Maurice Malpass. McCoy's cushioning the header back from McClare. Yordanov. Bankov in the midfield. This is Sirakov for Balikov. And another free kick given. Down goes Stoichkov. The Scots certainly getting very close to the Bulgarian captain. Now this could be a moment of danger for the Scots, because Bulgaria have 1 or 2 players who are deadly from set pieces outside the penalty area. One of them is Stoichkov, another is Sirakov, they're number 10. 20 minutes now, the first half gone. Scotland leading by 1-0, and Yordanov is having a discussion here with his teammates about the free kick. Every Scotsman back inside the penalty area. There's Yordanov. No problem there for the wall. Yet another dead ball expert for Bulgaria. They have a number of these. Yordanov plays for Sporting Gijón in Spain. Here's a chance for Sirakov. Stumbling down, and an appeal for a penalty. Denied there by the Austrian referee. Tom Boyd was the player who made the challenge. The referee waves aside these appeals. We'll look at this again. Here was the challenge that Sirakov broke. Boyd coming across, and Sirakov appeared to be looking for a penalty kick, but the referee was not deceived.
No, definitely not a penalty, Jock. The referee was tremendous there, very strong. All the players around about him, he was strong enough to just play on.
It certainly looked from here as though Tom Boyd was going to make a tackle, realised he couldn't reach the ball, and checked out of the tackle. And Sirakov anticipated that too readily. Well, the very brave Austrian referee not to give a penalty in front of this crowd to the home side. Here's Stoichkov. McInally gets back to do the tidying up operation in midfield, and Jury is perfectly content to play that back to Scotland, to Scotland goalkeeper Andy Gorham. That's Gary Gillespie, the kind of calm, influential figure on whom a great deal will depend as the match unfolds, developing an understanding with Dave McPherson in the heart of the Scottish defence. Picked up here by Yankov. Yordanov. Decided a chance for Bulgaria once again. And Gillespie turned it behind, but Scotland under something of a siege at this stage in the match. They're going through the middle, but surviving and clinging to this goal. Scored by McCoy in 12 minutes. So Pike's goal out again. Helped on in the near post, but Jury can make the clearance. Scotland are pushing out very rapidly indeed. Mladenov has possession for Bulgaria. Now it's with Yanchev. Good tackle made there by McClare. Andy Roxburgh perhaps considering that Scotland ready their luck just a shade at this point in the game. goalkeeper Mihailov in a hurry to get the match going and get the play forward into the Scottish half. And the referee this time has given a free kick right at the edge of the penalty area for that challenge on Penaf. In all honesty, there didn't appear to be a great deal in that, but you have to be concerned about how often the referee can resist appeals. Well, let's look at this again. There's Penaf. McPherson leaning in, and once again the player very keen to go down.
This is the problem, Jock. Now they've got so many dead ball experts, it's going to be very difficult for us. The referee's been put under a lot of pressure from their supporters and from their team.
So a huge wall lined up by the Scots. Stoichkov with a deadly left foot from this position. Andy Gordon will be the key man for Scotland. Jordanov is also involved. The skipper takes over. There's Stoichkov. Well, that not only is a disappointment for the Bulgarians, but gives the Scottish team some welcome respite after that torrid spell. There was the free kick, which ended up harmlessly over the bar. But difficult times for Scotland, Mottle.
Yeah, since they've hit the crossbar, Jock, it's been very difficult. It gave them a lift. 3 or 4 of their players have now started to show their true class. But again, Scotland just need to dig in there and not give anything away. We might snatch another one.
Certainly are hopes for the Scots whenever they do get at the Bulgarian defence. It's up front and in midfield that the Bulgarians are known to be good. Here's Jordanov. The 25th international for Bulgaria. Good interception there by McAllister. McAllister again on the way of that ball forward from Benkov. Mladenov is the sweeper. His first cap, and he's 28 years old, so it's a late introduction to the international arena. Sirakov challenging Gillespie. Well taken down by Malpass. Here's McAllister. Playing the ball simply and effectively towards Boyd. That's a great ball forward. Here's McCoist. Playing it in early towards McClare. Here's Boyd again. McAllister. Malpass. Boyd has a lapse of control there, allowing possession to the Bulgarians. Mladenov. So across the defence for Bulgaria it comes to Yanchev. Penaf again causing a problem going through the middle. Followed across by Malpass. McEnally got a vital touch there. Back with Yankov. McAllister quickly to his man. There's Boyd showing too much of that to Jordanov. Sirakov helps it on. With Penaf. Away by McPherson only as far as Yanchev. Malpass with the clearance. Good leap there by McClare. So Scotland survive once again, defending desperately there. Certainly plenty of players back. McKimmie trying to switch play, looking for Boyd. McAllister forward, but he's lost out in that tough exchange. Here's Sirakov. The interception made by Gillespie. And there's Malpass. On the way from McCoist, McClare picks up the scraps. And McCoy is penalised there for that challenge. He tries to retrieve possession for Scotland. Well, the Scottish team showing plenty of determination and enthusiasm for the battle. It certainly looks as though it will be a long, hard one this afternoon. So just around the half-hour mark, Bulgaria 0, Scotland 1. If you've just tuned in, that's the happy news from Sofia. But Scotland certainly having to call on all their reserves of determination and courage to hang on to the lead. Jury getting up. There's Yankov. Sirakov. Good challenge there by McPherson. McInally has the ball, and he has Boyd available on the left. And no surprise element left in the amazing pace of Tom Boyd, of course, after that early burst. The Bulgarians are dropping a man in behind the marker. Scotland have a free kick. Malpass was the victim. So Scotland taking the chance to push players forward now to support this attacking opportunity. There's Malpass. The target there is Gordon Jury. Breaks over McCoy, says McClare, and almost a second for Scotland. And further encouragement to the Scots, if they require it, to get the ball forward. The long high ball played across here. Jury challenged, the ball broke there to McCoy. Hook shot on the turn, and McClare coming diving in just out of reach.
Yeah, it's looking tremendous, Jock. Every time we get up front, we've looked as though we've maybe going to score a goal. If our back four can play the way they've been playing, it's looking good for us tonight.
So total darkness here in Sofia. 2 hours ahead of you in Scotland. Match kicking off at 6 o'clock Bulgarian time. So we're into the early evening now, but it's a happy story at the moment from the Scottish point of view, and certainly a tribute to the guts and determination of these players. So many players unavailable for the match. You could turn out a current international team of 11 players who are not here for one reason or another for Scotland. There's Tom Boyd. McCoy's trying to find space away from Dutchess. Anything you expect to see the Scots do differently now, Murdo?
Not really, Jock. I think we've set out how we want to play, with Tom Boyd pushing forward on the left and Gordon Jury here on the right. We're just looking for big Gary Gillespie just to sweep up at the back, step off 5 yards away from David McPherson, give him a wee bit of cover. But up to now, it's looking very good.
So there's Yankov trying to play it forward. Jury was in the way. Gordon Jury was an injury out before the match. A groin injury has caused him some concern, but he's here for his 9th international appearance. Badikov playing it forward. There's Yankov. Turn back there from McInally, doing a good spoiling role in the middle of the field for Scotland, just what he was selected to do. Perhaps the most effective player in Scotland at closing down opponents in midfield, McInally, when he's at his best. Just back, of course, from a knee operation earlier in the season, so his stamina will perhaps be tested this afternoon. There he goes, challenging Sirakov. Sirakov gets away this time. And Andy Gorham certainly had his bearings there. He knew exactly what he was about as he let that go behind for the goal kick. Well, this man Sirakov, another outstanding player for Bulgaria, playing off the front two of Penev and Stoichkov, the Espanyol player. Well, won by Yankov in midfield. Here's Sirakov again, losing out to McAllister. McKimmie doing well to keep the ball in play. There's McPherson. Too long for McCoist. Mladenov is the player in possession, taking advantage of the fact that Ivanov and Iliev are suspended, the regular central defenders for Bulgaria. Sirakov well tackled by McKimmie. Well, not well tackled as far as the referee was concerned. He's given a free kick against the Aberdeen fullback. So some work for the Scottish defence to do again. Jordanov over the set piece. McCoy and McLeod back helping in defence. Space over on the far side. Boyd putting pressure on, allowing Gillespie to intercept. Space on the right for Jury. He has McCoy ahead. So McCoy's breaking in the right. Here's McClair calling for the ball in the middle. McClair goes to meet it. Well, McClair certainly has been running selflessly up front for Scotland with McCoist. And you always have the impression that these two could do some damage.
They've done great together, Jock. The first half an hour of this game, every move up front, they both have been involved together, either across from McClair to McCoist or vice versa.
So the Bulgarians again in their measured fashion start to build up. Tirakov going deeper and deeper to become the playmaker for Bulgaria. Giving that away though to McAllister. McCoy's playing into space looking for McClair. The tidying up was done by Pavel Dochev of Lokomotiv Sofia. Stoichkov caught there by Jury, and the referee I think is going to take action against Jury. Yellow card for Gordon Jury. Stoichkov going down dramatically, and this time the referee reacts in the way the Bulgarians wanted. And these bookings, remember, very important in the European Championships. Two of these mean missing the next game, as the man beside me, Murdo McLeod, knows only too well.
Yes, it's very disappointing when you pick up your second one, you know you're out for the next game.
There's an offside decision. Two players caught, Barikov and Penev, perhaps also Stoichkov. Oh, Gordon Jury taking some instruction from the bench there. He's done a good holding job on that right side, always has the potential to use his devastating pace too when Scotland come forward. There he goes for the high ball. McCoy coming across. Here's Dochev for Bulgaria. Stoichkov going deeper and deeper now. That's beyond McPherson perhaps. The offside flag was up. Penev is incensed. Well, I must confess, from this angle, it looks as though the Bulgarians may have had a complaint on that occasion. Dave McPherson was certainly backpedaling rapidly, using his height to get to that. You had Stuart McKimmie certainly racing back to give him some cover, but Penev has a lot of pace. That could have been dangerous. McAllister switching it across to the far side for Boyd. Difficult one to control. Penev with McPherson. Breaks kindly for the Bulgarian. Here's Penev. Great play by Penev. Barikov. Well, Andy Gorham's positioning was good there. Barikov not happy perhaps with his finishing effort, but Andy Gorham at the angle just right, diving full length, and knowing then the ball had to be going wide. Well, it was Penev who did all the leading up work, and Barikov with a shot.
Yes, the Bulgarians showed some super skills there. Unlucky again. As long as it stays unlucky all night, we'll be quite happy.
Here's Penev again. Big striker has caused all sorts of problems. He goes down here, he had lost possession quite clearly, and Gillespie has been penalised. You see the rueful smile on Gillespie's face. Scottish players try to suggest that Penev dived here. The ball goes away. Well, he may indeed have been caught by Gillespie, but he certainly had lost control of the ball. Penev also plays in Spain. He plays for Valencia. He's been suffering for some time with a pelvic problem, the big number 9, and he certainly has recovered well enough to cause all sorts of problems for Scotland. Here's another one from this set piece. Yardanov and Penev over the ball. Well, they're going for these direct strikes at goal. There's been no other kind of invention, and once again, there's no concern here on the part of Andy Gorham. Disappointing free kicks, Murdo.
Yes, Jock. Andy Roxburgh told us before the game, every free kick he's seen them taking has always been a direct strike. And if they're going to do this and put them over the bar, it's disappointing for the crowd, it's disappointing for the rest of the team, and it gives Scotland a wee bit apart.
That's touched on by McClair, the long pass from Gillespie. But the Bulgarians getting more and more possession now as the first half wears on. We're into the closing 5 minutes of the first half. Scotland still leading by 1-0. Jury making a good challenge there. Mladenov goes across. Stoichkov now playing deeper and deeper. That's towards Sirakov. Penas goes up. Sirakov down to Penas. Gordon Jury was back helping in defence for Scotland. And it's Jury again who makes the tackle on Yordanov. Well, it's not the kind of role we'd like to see Gordon Jury in ideally. He's such a good player going forward, but he has done some sterling work for Scotland defensively.
Yeah, tremendous. He's up and down the right-hand side. He's helped Stuart McKimmie all the time. The two of them played well together. But Gordon's so fit, so fast, he'll do a good job for us there.
So Gary Gillespie clearly now thinking about the half-time whistle, which will be blown in about 3 or 4 minutes' time. Jury inside, here's McClare. Over on the far side again, in space is Boyd. McInally sprinting up to support him. Thought Jeff did well that time. Now Boyd has a lot of running to do to get back on terms. And Malpass closing his man down. Got to Yankov, very well indeed. Here's Stoichkov. Superb left foot. And McKimmie doing well again. He's very good indeed in the air, McKimmie, for a player of not a great deal of height. There's Malpass playing against Yordanov. Boyd helps it forward, but again, the loose balls at the moment all going to Bulgarian players in midfield. Darikov plays it forward, trying to get that beyond McKimmie. Jury could do a little else. Darikov. Yanchev. Darikov again. This is Mladenov. And the Scots quite prepared to funnel back here.
I think if the Scotland back four keeps on pushing out, we can play them offside for the last few minutes. The worst thing we can do is to drop back and sit just in front of Andy Gorham.
Here's Yordanov. Darikov. The hustling player there is McInally. And good defending again from Malpass. Gillespie strides forward. That's a great pass by Gillespie. Space here for McCoist. He has McClare with him. There's McClare. And Boyd supporting on the left. Good play again from Scotland from defence. This is for Jury. And he's penalised for the climb. Well, Gordon Jury, I think, was harshly treated there, both physically and as far as the referee was concerned. He appeared to me a good clean jump for that. There's Stoichkov taking on McKimmie for pace. Playing it in early this time. There's Gillespie and McKimmie. McAllister. Nodded down by Jury for McCoist. McCoist doing fine work for Scotland, going to both flanks to link up. Gillespie playing that beyond Yordanov. Looking for Boyd to use his pace. He hadn't quite enough for that. And Scotland have maintained widths on both flanks throughout the match.
Yes, every player has played the way they were told to play before the game. They've kept to their own areas. They've kept the ball when they've had a chance to keep the ball. They've played very well, Jock.
Jim McInally was penalised there, trying to ensure the referee took no more stern action by offering apologies and the waving of hands. Long ball targeting Sirakov. Here's McAllister. Well, that's much too far ahead of Tom Boyd, and this time McCoy had stayed on the right flank. He's been doing a lot of work on the left. He may well have been chasing into that area in the early part of the match. McPherson doing well again. There's Yankov. Yanchev. Yordanov. Closing down work done that time by McAllister. He's still battling hard there in midfield. That's good play by McAllister, preventing any creative work by the Bulgarians in that area at this stage in the match. The ball has gone out. That's a throw to Scotland. It's all about getting in at half-time in front, Murdo.
Yes, it's very important for the players. 1-0 up at half-time. Only 45 minutes to go. It's looking good. I think Scotland's even beginning to take more control of the game now. They had their 10-minute spell, but they fell away since then.
Yes, McAllister finding space. Good touch in the ball. McCoy trying to come inside. Last Boyd well upfield there. Scotland a stretch at the back now. Only 4 men back. Jury trying to help. Harikoff turning brilliantly. And the run made by Peneth. He's had such an outstanding first half for Bulgaria. He's had no luck at all in front of goal. Here's Stoichkov looking for the left foot shot. Gorham saw that late. He had to be very careful with that. But some fine play here from the Bulgarians up front. Peneth in particular, and Stoichkov tried the long-range effort. Well, Scotland undoubtedly went through a very tough period in the middle of the first half. They appear to have survived at this stage. Trying hard now to put some moves together themselves, but the main priority now in the closing minute or so of the first half is to remain disciplined and defensively secure. Well, that's well taken down by Boyd. McCoy's trying to help. Long ball through the middle. Peneth with a question mark there for being offside, but McPherson kept his head. Stepped in at just the right moment. Jury doing well again. This is McClear holding off his marker. And Jury again has no qualms about the long pass back. The half-time whistle eagerly awaited by the Scottish players. Picked up here by Yanchev for Bulgaria. Peneth nodding it down. Harikoff. Yankov thinking about the long-range effort, then uses Stochev. Crowded area at the edge of the box. Stoichkov called for that shot inside, setting up the shooting chance. Yankov sends it over the bar, and that may well be the last opportunity of the first half for the Bulgarians to get back in terms. Yeah. And the Scots would go off at half-time in these circumstances, I think, very contented.
Oh yes, they'll be very pleased with the way they've played. We've made probably as many chances as Bulgaria.
So we're into time added on for stoppages in the first half, notably for treatment to Stoichkov, the Bulgarian skipper, early in the match. McCoy offering a little nudge there to Stochev at just the appropriate moment to ensure the Bulgarian couldn't get possession. Well, the referee certainly is continuing the first half well into injury time now. There's McPherson getting up well, so too was McAllister. And Jury clashing there with Yanchev. It's Jury who's been penalised, and both players there appear to be going for the ball. The ball was certainly bouncing at that awkward height, about waist high, and Gordon Jury went to play it. Look at the damage there on the hip. Well, both players going for that in exactly the same fashion.
Yes, it's a 50-50 ball, and the referee should just wait play on. Gordon's come out a lot worse than their player. But again, we must concentrate, Jock. It'd be a disaster to lose a goal just now. Injury time of the first half.
Well, Gordon Jury certainly has been heavily involved in the action throughout this first half. He's played very well indeed in a containing role on the right flank for Scotland. Jim McInally is having a word with the referee, perhaps ensuring that the Bulgarians don't steal a yard or two, which tends to happen frequently after an injury stoppage. Well, McInally's experience teaching him that and making sure there's no advantage stolen by the Bulgarians. Here's Jordanov, the vital moment in the match for Scotland. They came off the wall. That'll be a corner kick. So more work for the Scottish defence. They've been very hard pressed for long spells in this first half. Desperately trying to keep their goal intact. So lots of movement inside the penalty area in the Bulgarians, matched by the Scots. It's played away there by Malpass. And the referee blows for half-time. The Scots only too pleased to go trudging off. They have battled extremely well in this first half. They also got off to the best possible start in just 12 minutes when superb work by Tom Boyd on the left set up a long cross which the goalkeeper couldn't handle. Gordon Jury was...
The crowd will start to turn against them. Scotland showed that they can create chances and take chances. If we can get another one, the crowd will just go home.
So the Bulgarian players take the field for the second half, and we talk frequently about crucial stages in matches, but I can't think of anything more crucial than the 10 to 15 minutes to come in this match. Scotland leading by the goal scored by Ali McCoist early in the match. They survived a very strong penalty claim when Tom Boyd challenged inside the penalty area, and Cherakov and the Austrian referee, Friedrich Kauper, resisted the temptation to give that decision. Any views on the referee at this stage, Bubble?
I think he's been very good. The crowd's been on top of him all the game. Their players have been trying to influence him, but he stood firm. He was very brave at the penalty decision. I didn't think it was a penalty, but he stood by his decision.
So we're all set for the start of the second half. The Austrian referee checks with his linesman, and Scotland go back into battle, and it certainly will be like that, I'm sure, especially in this opening phase of the second half. No substitutes on either side. Scotland have on the bench Campbell Money, Craig Levine, John Collins, Pat Nevin and Robert Fleck to offer the option of freshening things up towards the latter part of the match. But an offside flag up to give Scotland a free kick. Let them settle the start of this period with Dave McPherson taking plenty of time over the kick. And the tackle from the back, and Jury allowed to go unpunished by the referee. Jury still looking towards the referee for some assistance, but he's looking in vain. Certainly appeared to be a hefty challenge from the rear. So Yankov linking here with Yankov in the Bulgarian defense. Good covering play again from Malpass. There's Totchev throwing it inside. Stoichkov playing it along. It's beyond McKimmie. That's a good early ball played inside, and a misunderstanding there between McPherson and Gorham. McPherson settled the argument with a decisive clearance, and it was well appreciated here by Andy Gorham. Well, this was because they're not playing too often together, and McPherson decided to ensure there would be no danger. So the corner kick to Bulgaria. It will be another now. That's sliced away there by Tom Boyd. He was upset with himself with that clearance. All the Scots in the picture. Cherakov, number 10, joins them. Played away decisively this time by Boyd. Scotland leaving no player upfield when they're back to defend against these corner kicks. Here's Maurice Malpass. Malpass winning his 39th cap this afternoon. That's the record number for a Dundee United player. Header on from Jury. Here's McClare. He knew he couldn't lift his boot to challenge for that without being penalised. Bulgarians very comfortable on the ball in possession at the back. Not quite so happy when Scottish strikers have the chance to run at them though. McKimmie towards McAllister. There's McInally. Well, forced by the attentions of Stoichkov to play that into space forward. And give the throw to Bulgaria. Well, I'm looking out of any obvious signs of a change in tactics on the part of the Bulgarians. It's not apparent at this stage.
No, I don't think they'll want to change it just now. I think they'll let the game run maybe 15-20 minutes before they'll maybe bring on another striker. They must win this game tonight.
Fine play there involving McCoist and the McInally. There goes Boyd again, the covering player reading that. Mladenov comes across. Yanchev forward, Yordanov challenged by McAllister. Yordanov again. The header inside came from Perev, just beyond Sirakov. He's well tackled by Malpass. His Dundee United teammate McAnally helps out. McAllister using Jury.
I see, Jock, we've got Pat Nevin warming up there himself. The other four subs are sitting on the bench. Maybe Gordon Jury's feeling his injury problem.
He certainly has been looking a little bit anxious in the late stages of the first half, and he's looking a little bit tentative even now, Gordon Jury, so that might be the replacement. Bulgarians too warming up substitutes below us as Tom Boyd takes this throw. Remarkably confident young man, Boyd, coming into the international scene. Inside from Yankov, another newcomer to the international scene. This is just his third cap for Bulgaria. Yankov, the number 4. He's been very busy in front of his defence. So there's Malpass for the throw. McAnally first to the ball again in midfield. Well, it's certainly a question at this stage of the Scots sitting in on their lead in the early part of the second half, trying to frustrate the Bulgarians. Mladenov has possession. Here's Jordanov. Chance set up again for Penat. He checked inside on his right foot. It's the weaker one. He's met there by McPherson. Had Penat been as comfortable in his right as in his left, Scotland could have been in a lot of trouble there. McPherson was given an extra split second there to make his tackle, as Penat tried to make certain with his right foot. Here's Yankov, the Bulgarian crowd behind the favourites at the moment. Good play by Malpass. Here's McCoy, he has Boyd with him. Good play by McCoy. This is Boyd. Not quite what he intended. The cross was lower than he meant, I think. Here's Maurice Malpass. Well, he made his debut for Scotland way back in June 1984 in Marseille against France, and he's still to find the net in his 39 internationals. So a very studious warm-up being performed by Pat Nevin out of your picture at the moment. Still no signs of panic on the bench about bringing him on quickly, so Jury still able to continue. He was a doubt with a groin injury yesterday. It looks as though the Bulgarians indeed will make a change first. Played forward there by Bankov. Here's Penef again. Penef going back, and it was good play there by Dave McPherson. He was brought down coming out of defence, but Barikov was coming through on that as Penef held the play up, and McPherson did extremely well for Scotland. He's having a fine match. So there's the Bulgarian substitute waiting to come on. It looks as though it will be Tanev who is brought on, Lucius R. Tanev. But still no change being made. The Bulgarians having second thoughts, it would appear at the moment, about who should come off and indeed who may go on. Tanev is number 15 down below us there. And he's a midfield man who may replace Barikov, who is the player who was looking across. Actually, no, the change is made, and Yanchev who's going to come off. Yanchev, who saw a great deal of the ball in the early stages. And it's a change in numbers there. That's not Tanev, it's Todorov who has gone on, and he is the man who scored the goals which beat Romania. Scored twice in Bucharest. Here goes Boyd again. Tackled well on the run, but at the expense of a corner kick to Scotland. Well, it's just about Scotland's first sortie upfield in the second half. Remember, if you just tuned in, Scotland lead by 1-0. The scorer was Ali McCoist. very early in the match, created by Tom Boyd, and it's Gary McAllister who'll take this corner kick. A signal being offered there with the right arm. Played all the way across, too long for Gillespie. Here's Jury. Forced to hurry there as he slipped on the turn. Here's Pennant. Could be when Scotland are vulnerable, and a corner kick that push players forward. Now they're all racing back to defenders. Dotchev comes striding forward. Sikarov plays it inside. Here's Todorov. Oh, that's fine play again, and the surely equaliser now. It's chopped off. The flag is up. It won't count. The Bulgarians go to protest. It was Pennant who scored, but it will not count. And the flag appeared to be up earlier on when the ball was played in. Well, this is a major let-off for Scotland. The ball played through there, and there's the offside position there. It wasn't the player who received the pass, Pennant. It was the other man inside the penalty area who resulted in that goal being chopped off. Well, what a break that was for Scotland. The Bulgarians incensed about that. The crowd inside the Vasilevsky Stadium stunned. They were certain that Bulgaria had equalised, and it wasn't the goal scorer who caused the problem. Well, the old arguments will ensue about interfering with play, although it looked from the replay as though he certainly was right in front of Andy Gorham. By today's standards, that would certainly mean offside.
Yes, I think it was a definite offside. The person in the middle of the goals, definitely if they'd been out wide. But when you're in the middle of the goals, you must be interfering with play, Jock.
So Bulgarians coming forward again. They could either be frustrated and disappointed by that, or take some strength from it all. Andy Gorham sees that go wide of the post, and Ivan Vutsov, the Bulgarian manager, looks on disbelievingly. With so much of the territorial advantage now in the match, been going forward so frequently, with so many attacks breaking down on this very well-organised and determined Scottish defence. It's a fine leap by McClare. He was fouled as he went for that. Bulgarian crowd disapproved, but Bankov was the player penalised. Jim McIntyre leaves this to Gary Gillespie. Held up by Jury. Well tackled though he was by Yankov. Pennant again. The ball has gone out of play. No, Dave McPherson was very calm indeed about that, very relaxed and confident that the linesman would give the decision. McAllister's first time pass finds McCoist. Quality pass that from McAllister, and down goes McCoist, taken late out of the play by Jordanov. After the pass was released. So Scotland still trying to play football when they do have the ball. No lusty balls upfield, they're trying to play it to feet. Good running there by Jury. Could have been offside. The referee said no flag there from the linesman, and I reckon Scotland were lucky there, sorry with the Bulgarian crowd, but it is a corner kick to Scotland. So Gary Gillespie goes loping forward. Dave McPherson has stayed back. Well, the player there was certainly not 10 yards away, Balikov. But the referee content to allow the play to continue. Dotchev forward. There's Gillespie. Now Boyd. Dotchev goes down as though he'd been poleaxed. Indeed, he was fairly brushed by Tom Boyd's foot. And the other player was certainly trying to play the ball. Well, the dramatics from Dotchev not influencing the Austrian referee.
I don't think, Jock, these boys will wait down in the ground too long now. They're trailing 1-0. They're into the second half. You'll find they'll be getting up smartly now.
Here's Bankov coming forward. Picked up there by McInally. This is McAllister. Not much happening ahead of him. looking for McCoy's coming in from the left. And Dotchev, who was dying a moment ago, sprints back to make the clearance. So a corner kick again to Scotland, and their controlled play paying off.
We spoke before the game about corners for us. It usually ended up a counter-attack against us, and I think it's happening in the last prize job, so we need to be very careful here who we're going to deliver the corner to.
Well, Gary Gillespie has gone up again, but this time Tom Boyd has dropped back also to help McKimmie and Malpass. McPherson has gone forward too. The tackle there came from Todorov. And Brian McClare leaves that throw. The referee has a word with him about time wasting. Scotland certainly wants McClare available to receive a throw rather than take one. And this time the throw goes to Bulgaria. Craig Brown on his feet beside Andy Roxburgh there. Well, it must be tense and nervous for the Scotland manager on the bench there, but I think he'd have settled for this state of affairs before the match at this point. Here's Dotchev. Now Jordanov. The tackle came from McInally. There's Todorov. The gap opens up for Todorov. Brilliantly saved by Gorham. In goes McKimmie with the clearance. And the referee has given the corner kick. But Andy Gorham earning his corner with a tremendous save. A shot hit with great power by Todorov. And now Scotland must defend the corner kick following McKimmie's clearance. Headed away by McAllister. The Scots pushing out rapidly now. That's been anticipated by the Bulgarians. And down goes another Bulgarian, and Maurice Malpass, the Scottish captain, is booked. Well, we'll see how long the Bulgarians allow this to continue, bearing in mind the score at the moment. Todorov going down, tackled firmly here by Maurice Malpass. The ball was played across, well, just away from the replay there, but Malpass has been penalised, and a little bit of action out of your picture as Jim McInally again tries to ensure that there's no yards stolen at the free kick. He's incurred the wrath of the Bulgarians by stealing the ball for a moment or two. Barikov is number 11. Jordanov is number 7. Too far out for a direct shot. Played by Jordanov. Away by Malpass. Scottish strikers back battling defensively. Headed away by McPherson. Here's McInally. Now McClare. Played forward there brilliantly into the path of McKimmie by Jury. And McKimmie taken right out of the play there by Barikov. Number 11. The fine play from defence by Scotland.
Yeah, it's tremendous. We need to try and counter-attack Bulgaria now. We can get another goal playing this way, Jock. We've soaked up a lot of pressure. They've had the one chance there, Andy Gorham had a great save. But again, we can get up the park and maybe get another one.
So Gary Gillespie was the free kick. No one going for that. Dark blue jersey. Lost it high by Gillespie. Touched on by McClare. Yankov plays it across to Dotchev. This is Jordanov. McInally couldn't get to that in time ahead of pass, but Malpass was there for Scotland. McInally again getting involved in so much in the middle of the field. Malpass coming across to face Todorov. The break of the ball falls to the Bulgarian. That's Boyd getting back. He's down for the moment. And the Bulgarian falling there at the penalty area, but there was no infringement. The referee certainly was well positioned. There's McClare. Here's McAllister. McClare again. This time it's McCoy. He's on his own trying to take on Bancroft on the run. Almost the kind of break Martin McLeod was referring to there for Scotland. Now they have to defend again. This is Jordanov.
And that's holding it up. In steps Boyd. Mal pass. Mladenov has possession now for Bulgaria. The sweeper, this is Bankov. Sirakov has come off the front to take possession. Here's Stoichkov. Barekov couldn't control it. And Barekov has taken McKinney out of the play. The referee ignoring that as Jury battles for possession again. Calmly played out there by Gillespie to McAllister. McCoy's doing well. They're shaking off his marker to find space on the left. Well, they may take this for a run toward the corner flag. He has McAllister right behind, but that's aimed for McClear. No support from midfield that time for Scotland. Here's Todorov. Shrugging off McAllister. Penef on the run again. This is great play. And once again, Gillespie makes the challenge for Scotland. Andy Gorham goes in. The linesman says a corner kick. Gorham tried to prevent that. Penef, the number 9, outstanding player for Bulgaria. Has had no luck in front of goal as yet. But the pressure is intense now on the Scottish defence. Still a problem here as McPherson commands the area around that post. So the long clearance was by McCoist. There's going to be an alteration now defensively, I think, or perhaps it is Pat Devon is going to come on. Tripping off down below us. Here's Barekov. Been allowed to turn to run at McPherson. Chances on this time, and once again it's cut off by Gillespie inside the penalty area for Scotland. There's the activity at the bench area with Pat Devon preparing to come on. So once again, Scotland survive the calm figure of Gary Gillespie in just the right place.
Tremendous defending there by Rick Gary. We were under an awful lot of pressure. The boy done well getting by Stuart McKimmie. Good cut back, but Big Gary was there.
So the wave after wave of Bulgarian attack, and if you've just joined us, I mean, watching the second half, you may be astonished to know that Scotland are ahead by 1-0. The scorer was McCoist. There's Dotchev pulling it back. Gillespie to McCoist. There's Boyd, McCoist again. McClear trying to get a touch. McCoist to Boyd. Now Boyd may well do some good here by going for a run. Well, try to find McClear making a run inside. Good space for Stoichkov. Space there by Malpass, goes diving down the ground, and the referee is going to book Stoichkov. Stoichkov is booked for a deliberate dive, and the Austrian referee once again has failed to succumb to the pressure imposed by the Bulgarians. So Scotland indeed fortunate to have a brave referee.
Yeah, he's been tremendous tonight. That's been the best decision he's made tonight. He turned down a penalty in the first half, which they thought was a penalty. He was strong enough to turn it down. But now, to boot their hero striker, tremendous.
So Stoichkov is booked. And referee Friedrich Kauper of Austria certainly should be on some Christmas card list from Scotsman and the way he's handled this. Certainly appear to be perfectly correct once again with that decision. Here's McKinney. McPherson stepping in. Sirakov came in late with a challenge. Here's Jury. Did enough to find McClear. He needs help inside. Checks back to retain possession. Good intelligent play there from McClear. Scots retaining possession well at this stage. Gordon Jury. That's gone inside for McCoy. He's a great chance for the second. The flag was up though. Well, McCoy will still be unhappy about failing to put that in, but it was fine goalkeeping. And the Bulgarians appear upset about the fact that McCoy continued to run after the whistle had gone, although I must confess I didn't hear it. And there wasn't a great deal in that decision. So the Scots still resisting the temptation to put Pat Nevin on. Another chance for Penev. And it still will not run for the Bulgarians in front of goal. Well, Scotland undoubtedly riding their luck at this stage in the match. They've certainly battled courageously for any luck they've had, but once again, Penev with a shot, it's past Andy Gorham and wide of the post. The ball going beyond Dave McPherson there, but Penev striding in on his stronger foot, the left. Gorham going down, and a let-off once again. So now the change is anticipated may be made. There's Pat Nevin going on now to win his 10th cap for Scotland, replacing Gordon Jury, who's clearly been suffering as the match is worn on. The Jury has done a fine job for Scotland. He leaves the field. In fact, he's making straight to the dressing room with the Scottish team doctor, Stuart Hillis. There's McCoy showing good control and getting the break of the ball. Not enough pace in the pass, though, for Boyd. Yankov strides forward. Can Scotland survive? Leading by a goal to nil, hanging on grimly. Here's Dotchov, playing it through the gap. Sirakov, turning brilliantly. Stoichkov this time with a shooting chance in his left foot. Once again, the challenge was made. The deflection, the ball has gone in. And this time, there's no rescue for the Scots. Hodorov takes the credit. The wicked deflection beat Andy Gorham. And all the Scots' resilience has now been broken down. Well, the goal carrying some fortune, but Scotland can scarcely grudge the Bulgarians that. Sirakov doing brilliantly, then Stoichkov remaining so calm inside the penalty area. Playing the ball across, it was well blocked initially. There's Hodorov with a shot. The deflection leaving Gorham helpless.
Yes, I think they've had so many clear-cut chances, and it was an effort they were going to get something, and they just happened to get a deflection. It was a lucky one they ended up getting. Very unfortunate for Stuart McKinney. He's done well to get across. He blocked them.
And there's a problem down below is on the Bulgarian bench. It looks as though the Austrian referee is ordering Ivan Butsov from the bench. He's become somewhat overwrought as the game has gone on. Well, it's remarkable to think that this has happened to him at a point in the game where his side has just equalised against Scotland. Stoichkov too is becoming irate for whatever reason, I'm not certain, but Penev is waving him aside, waving him back into the action. So we're midway through the second half now, and Scotland have a major task ahead. Bulgaria have pulled level. We'll take a major lift from that. And it's a major test for the Scots' character to come. The atmosphere, quite incredible. It's immensely hostile. There are very few Scots inside the stadium. And the Bulgarians now sensing the prospect of victory. They have 20 minutes left in which to win the match. Yankov wins the header. Here's Jim McInally playing it wide for Nevin to get involved in the play. If he can keep this in play. Tackled by Yankov. The referee reacts to the linesman's flag, giving Bulgaria the throw. So the Bulgarians taking heart from that equaliser, which appeared as though it may never come. Must have seemed that way to the Bulgarians. So can Scotland hang on to this 1-0 scoreline? That would be deemed a major triumph. It's here Sirakov trying to go through. He's stopped there by McKinney. There's Boyd, well tackled by Yordanov. Hodorov. Here's Stoichkov. Forward across by his fellow skipper, Malpass. Gillespie stretching in there. A good challenge made inside the penalty area. The referee waves play on. The Scotland had possession. He may have given a free kick for dangerous play. McClare playing it forward there. It's from Devon to McAllister. Good play from the Scots. They've kept their heads well in this torrid atmosphere. Good running now by McClare. He's one possession there from Bankoff. Couldn't get that beyond Moranov, and it's clear to turn it off. Scots are players forward here. They'll have to get back quickly. McAllister does well. Short with a pass back. Gorham came to meet it. Yankoff with Nevin. Yankoff wins possession from the Everton player. Sirakov again trying to go through all the way himself. It's great play by Sirakov and another dive by Sirakov. Well, as a referee felt inclined to put Stoichkov, he could have done the same there for Sirakov. And there's a late tackle giving Scotland the free kick. And the yellow card is shown. It looks like Yankov. Well, there's the scoreline, if you can interpret that. Bulgaria 1, Scotland 1. And a hold up now for treatment. Meanwhile, the Bulgarians make a second substitution. Balikov has been withdrawn, and the replacement going on is Kostadinov. Emil Kostadinov of CSKA Sofia, and then FC Porto. There's the 11th international as he comes on, and the Bulgarian flag still waving as the referee takes plenty of time about this spell of treatment required. So anxious moments these for the Scots, and there's Ivan Butsov still with plenty to say from the sidelines. He's been withdrawn from the technical area by the referee. So there's Butsov with his instructions from the sidelines. It's Sally McCoist who has had that spell of treatment. McClare beating the ball by Bankoff. There's McAllister. Jordanov well tackled by McAllister. Retaliatory effort there, quickly penalised by the referee. McAllister didn't appreciate that. It was a reckless one by the Bulgarian. So the referee Friedrich Kalpa from Austria battling very hard indeed to keep things under control. Here's Nevin taken out of the play. It's a free kick to Scotland. And now the dilemma is, do the Scots send forward the big defenders or do they stay back?
Well, I see Big David McPherson going forward. They're going to keep Gary Gillespie at the back. Obviously it's a chance for us just now, so we've really got to put one of them forward.
Nevin plays the ball across, there goes McPherson. He wasn't far away from that. Couldn't stretch his neck quite enough for that. He's racing back to his central defensive beat. Kostadinov back to Sirakov. To Mladenov. And the Bulgarians coming forward again. They have renewed energy following that equaliser. Test on here for Morris Malpass. Kostadinov. Led away there by Gillespie. Here's Dotcher. An upward one for Gorham. Beautifully taken by the Hibernian goalkeeper. And Gorham may well be the calmest player in the field, Mother.
Yeah, he's tremendous there, and he's just got hold of a dangerous looking cross there. Brought it down, gave Scotland a chance to get forward.
But the back defending now as the tackle was made there by McKimmie. Yankov picks up the loose ball. McInally working diligently in the middle of the field, going between two players. McAllister now helping out. Space for Todorov on the right. The early cross played in this time, and it's Stuart McKimmie coming in behind McPherson. Good full-back play by McKimmie. Well, a corner kick though. So difficult times these for the Scots. They've been so much under pressure throughout the match. Stoichkov plays it in. Right across to the far side, played away by McAllister. The Scots coming to the edge of the penalty area now. Now pass with a header. Backs to the wall now, all the way for Scotland. Certainly thinking much more about preserving 1 point than going for the second. Here's Stoichkov. McAllister was there with a header. Here's Jim McInally bringing it down. McClare trying to take the ball for a run. Caught there by Yankov. Mladenov. Yankov. Here's Yordanov. Scots pushing forward, trying to play the Bulgarians offside. That left plenty of space for Andy Gordon to pick up the forward pass. Here's Nevin. Can he conjure up some magic before the end for Scotland? Fresh pair of legs and immensely talented ones at that. And that attack breaks down. Here's Dotchev. Stoichkov. McKimmie calling there to McPherson to leave things to him. Here's McAllister and McClare. Space for Nevin. 10 minutes of the match remaining. Bulgaria 1, Scotland 1. Nevin over carrying the ball there. A difficult surface for a dribbling player. Here's Sirakov. Met well by McPherson. Fine defending by Dave McPherson. Sirakov is incensed. Look at him there, protesting to the referee. I really cannot think what that's about, Mother.
Yes, terrible. It's the same all the time, Jock. Every time there's a incident against them, they want to complain to the referee.
And Dave McPherson again showing his strength in defence. He's had a fine match beside Gary Gillespie. These two have done well for Scotland. There's McAllister. Quick turn attempted there by McCoy. And McKimmie brings down the running player. It could be trouble here for Stuart McKimmie. The yellow card, and Sirakov is clearly unhappy that it wasn't a red one. And you have to say there that McKimmie may well indeed be lucky that the referee took that view of things, catching the player on the run, and realised that he was going to be outpaced. He'll consider that good value, I reckon, McKimmie. A free kick with all the Scots back to defend. Yordanov again. Headed away by Gillespie. McClare back helping. Going to close down Yordanov. There's Jim McInally. Scotland finding it increasingly difficult to get the ball forward into the other half of the field. There's a good challenge again made by McPherson. He was caught late by Stoichkov, who could be in serious trouble for an outburst of dissent. Remember, he's already been booked. McPherson being invited to keep calm. He clearly had a word or two to say about the antics of Stoichkov. Well, this is renowned as being the Achilles heel of Hristo Stoichkov, the Barcelona striker. Temperament is the problem. Certainly no questioning his immense skill. Here's Gary McAllister. Good play by McAllister. He still has Nevin available. Just too far ahead. He was trying to play the pass to perfection for Nevin. So the goal kick taken right into the area recently vacated by Pat Nevin. That's good play by the Bulgarians. The long ball again, looking for Todorov, and now pass. Showing his calmness and his experience, allowing that to go flying through for the goal kick. Well, Murdo McLeod beside me certainly going through agonies. It's tough going now, Murdo.
Yes, the last few minutes is always the worst, Jock. As long as we can keep our shape, the boys are playing really well. Keep battling away here. We're challenging for every ball.
There's McInally and Boyd. Couldn't keep the ball in play under the snapping attentions there of Todorov. Andy Roxburgh on his feet below us with instructions to the Scottish players, pulling Pat Nevin across, I think, to become more involved whenever the Bulgarians have possession. Here's Stoichkov with McKimmie. The ball has gone out. The linesman has reacted. Good play by McKimmie, finding McClare with the early throw. There's Nevin. There again. Playing up the line for McCoy, who withstood a very tough challenge there. Good touch on the ball by McClare. There's McInally. Good possession play once more from Scotland. Pat Nevin has possession. Stepping away from Yankov as if he wasn't there. Brilliant play by Nevin. Now McInally. Boyd is free wide of the left. Well, once again, may think in terms of going up the line here, at least making sure there's a throw-in, but he's done even better than that. Good play by Boyd. Trying to play an accurate cross the ball across for McCoist, and a good header there by McCoist. Picked out well by Tom Boyd. Well, a reminder there for the Bulgarians that Scotland are by no means dead as an attacking force. If they can get the ball deep enough into the Bulgarian half, they'll cause problems. But here's Yankov. Yordanov wants to take the ball short. Clearance came from Gillespie. Here's McCoist. Played into space there by McKimmie. Now Scotland could be punished. Tanev. Stoichkov with a header on. McKimmie was in the way. Good play by McClare. This is Boyd again with space to go forward. 5 minutes of the match left. Boyd brought down. The referee gives the decision against Tom Boyd. Well, he would appear to lean into the defender in fairness. Now Scotland have to defend. Todorov. Retaining possession. Well, there would have been offside. He made a pass there. And once again, it's Dave McPherson who leans in with a tackle. Another corner kick to the Bulgarians. Scotland battling to hang on to this 1 point, which they would take home if the scoreline remained the same. Stoichkov with the corner. Right across to the far post area. Good battling play again by McPherson. McGillespie is also challenging. He has to be careful in that area. Hooked away by McClare. Scots pushing out, but Stoichkov has remained onside. On the near side, headed away by Malpass. Dodchev to Stoichkov. A little bit of fatigue stepping in there. So the Scots have possession. And Tom Boyd in no hurry with the throw. Malpass says he'll handle it. One you would fancy to be played up the line at this stage in the match. Boyd helps it on. There's McCoist looking for Nevin. And Scotland have adjusted tactically. They pushed Brian McClare into the right midfield position vacated by Jury, allowed Nevin to go up alongside Ali McCoist, preferring the defensive qualities of McClare, no doubt, in that area at this stage in the match to the craft of Nevin. There's McAllister now, Nevin again. Yordanov has a lot of space down in the middle of the field for Bulgaria. He has Kostadinov free on the right to run at Malpass. Trying to get the cross in, he's managed that. McAllister trying to ease the ball to safety. Oh, that was almost touched there as it was driven across the face of the goal. So a let-off there for Scotland. Stoichkov stretching forward as Yankov sent the ball into the danger area. Well, it's been a stamina-sapping match all round for both the Bulgarians and the Scots. There are some tired players, as they're entitled to be at this stage. And the referee reminding Andy Gorham that it's not offside, but a goal kick that he's given. So 2 minutes plus injury time to go. One each here in Sofia, and Scotland thinking only about survival. McPherson goes up, gets help from Gillespie. Gillespie always trying to play passes from defence. That's good play from McInally. McClare inside from McAllister. This is McKimmie. Nevin has found space on the right if he can control this. Done back by Bankhoff. Mihailov with the clearance. Boyd going to meet that for Scotland. And Nevin has been penalised, a free kick to Bulgaria. The Scots still doing well, Mud, though, in terms of keeping possession whenever they can.
That's right, every time we've managed to get a hold of the ball, we've managed to get at least into their half. We've broke forward well. But the main thing is the discipline at the back.
Kostadinov taking on Malpass for pace, going towards the byline and met by Gillespie. Tom Boyd going back there, showing some signs of fatigue now, as he's entitled to. Todorov will take this corner kick. Time running out for the Bulgarians, 1 minute left. Helped on toward the far post area. The first player there is McPherson. All he can do is thump the ball forward. There's no Scot to take advantage. Here's Nevin, and picked up by Brian McClare. Scotland, I reckon, will make a substitution now before the final whistle. That wastes another few seconds. McInally going forward. Stopped well there by Dotchev. McPherson got a touch there. McKimmie will retrieve it now for Scotland. Here's Brian McClare. That'll be a Scottish throw. Well, we're going into time. Added on now for stoppages in the second half. There have been a couple of injury stoppages. So it's tense and it's nervous still here in the Vasilevsky Stadium in Sofia. Scotland hanging on to this 1-all scoreline. They're going to make that substitution I mentioned. Down below is warming up is John Collins. Dotchev now coming forward. Todorov. Careless one across the face of the goal. McKimmie did just enough to find McClare now. The Scots have three up, McCoist, Nevin and McClare. That's for Nevin. Pass not the best, which McClare has delivered tonight, but he's got possession again, the Manchester United man. Getting his 15th cap tonight, McClare, but he's only started 8 times, including tonight, in these matches. So frequently used as a substitute. Here's Boyd. Neatly away from his man. He appeared to be fouled there, but the referee waves play on. So forward come the Bulgarians again. They've got players forward, and the interception made brilliantly again by Gary Gillespie. And the final whistle is gone. There's very little injury time added. The Scots have survived through to the final whistle. Well, I fully expected a couple of minutes, but Scotland have got the reward which their determination, their organisation deserve. They certainly were under the collar. They can certainly be considered extremely fortunate to survive throughout that torrid second half in particular. But they hung on right through to the end. They lost only 1 goal, a deflection from Todorov, and the scoreline a very happy one from the Scottish point of view. It's Bulgaria.